Good morning. Thank you, Brian, for the introduction and for the invitation to come to the Metals Forum. It's great to see everybody in Toronto after a couple-year break. So Aztec Minerals, an introduction to the company. We're an exploration company that has actually had success in making discoveries and not on just one project. Actually, both of our projects are recent discoveries. Like many exploration companies, we're traded on the Toronto Venture Exchange, AZT, and in the US under the symbol AZZTF. I will be making some forward-looking statements, so you're duly cautioned. So an overview of the company. As I mentioned, an exploration company. We have two assets, both within joint ventures. One of them is the Tombstone Silver District, which we own 75% of. That's in southeastern Arizona. And the other one is the Cervantes Gold-Copper Porphyry Project, and that's in eastern Sonora in Mexico. We're focused on jurisdictions that are politically safe, so Arizona being a top jurisdiction in the U.S., and Sonora being considered one of the best states in Mexico for heap leach gold mining. In terms of one of the key intangibles for success in junior exploration investing, management directors. So we are led by Brad Cook. He is the founder of Aztec. He's also the founder of Endeavor Silver, which is a mid-tier silver producer that he built up over the last 15 years. He founded Aztec, took it public about 5 years ago. I joined them 2 years ago. Rounding out the team, we have David Hale, well-known geologist out of Denver, Colorado, has had his hand in the discovery of several million ounces of gold and millions of tons of copper. Also notable on this slide, Mark Rebliati, recently inducted to the Canadian Mining Hall of Fame for his role in a number of porphyry discoveries. He serves as one of our lead technical directors. In terms of cap structure, so as Brian mentioned, we recently attracted an investment from Alamos Gold. They now own 9.9% of our shares. We have $4 million in cash. We have a market cap of $24 million and an enterprise value of $20 million. Other notable shareholders that have come in over the last year include Myrmikan Capital and the EMA GARP fund, so small gold funds out of the United States. And we're starting to move the shareholder base from what was primarily retail to what is now being better held by larger groups. And I'll mention that insiders hold over 10% of the company at this point as well. So we're all fully aligned. Our project locations, so despite being in different countries, we're still on the same regional map slide. So Tombstone is 40 miles away from the famous Taylor discovery made by Arizona Mining back in 2015 as a point of reference. And Cervantes in eastern Sonora, they're located amongst a number of very well-known gold projects and operating mines that are owned by Canadian companies, most notably the Mulatos gold mine, which is to our east, owned by Alamos, La India, Agnico Eagle, and then to our south, you have Minera Alamos' Santana development project, San Antonio, which is owned by Osisko, and then Argonaut's La Colorada mine way over to our west by Hermosillo. So the drilling success that we've had on this project over the last year is, you can see on this slide here, we have drilled off a ridge line in the large project that we have known as Cervantes. So this drill pattern here strikes over 800 meters and has a width of up to 400 meters in the mid zone. You'll see in a minute here we've hit very consistent gold oxide mineralization. So virtually every single drill hole that we've put into this project has hit wide widths between 50 and 150 meters, averaging in the range of 0.7 to 0.8 grams gold. So very strong numbers for a potential heap leach gold project. The highlights you can see here, headlined by drill hole 5 this year, 137 meters, averaging 1.5 grams gold. Hole 4 also very strong, 167 meters at a gram, and I won't read all these down the list, but you can see they're very consistently mineralized, and we feel that we have the makings of a significant resource here with some further exploration. Metallurgical results, so no red flags here. We've done some bottle roll tests, and in the first two groups, you can see between 85 and 88% of the gold leaches out. And even in the sulfide groups, you can see 50% of the gold leaches. So this is a strength of the project. In terms of exploration upside, so we've only drilled off a footprint that is the top sort of 100 to 150 meters, a gold oxide cap, if you will. Looking at that slide on the top left, you can see on an IP chargeability chart, there's very little chargeability, which is consistent with an oxide cap, the sulfides being leached out. But then you go down 500 meters deeper, and there's a very, very large chargeability high. So this is pure exploration upside for us. We have yet to drill test into this deep target that sits right below the oxide cap, and this hosts the potential for a significant copper porphyry ore body. So our upcoming drilling will have an opportunity to go down deeper and test this. Here's a picture of that California zone where we saw the plan map. You'll notice that it's a ridge line, so in terms of potentially mining it, there is no overburden. This would be more of a mountaintop removal, very low strip. So we're very excited about this project, but as I mentioned, it's just one of two, and we're equally excited about both. So our second project is in Tombstone, Arizona. So this is a famous silver district that had 32 million ounces of silver mined out of it between 1880 and World War II. But the bulk of this silver was mined out of one mine, and that's the Contention mine, and that forms the basis of a small open pit heap leach gold-silver operation that operated in the 1980s. So we have control over this district. The black outline there, that circle, those are all patented claims, so private land, which is hugely advantageous in the U.S. from a permitting perspective. It's purely private land. Looking here, this is the open pit that produced a modest amount of gold in the 1980s by a private company. We feel it was incompletely explored, so back in 2020 when the market turned and we fundraised to get the company rebooted, we decided to go back into the pit and drill down in the pit and in the pit walls to see, if the previous operators had left over economic quantities of leachable gold and silver. And there's actually a picture of it. So this again has some good strike to it on the plan map here, 900 meters north-south, and that's the grid pattern that we've drilled over the last 2 years. And that also was very well and consistently mineralized. So these results we put out, I guess it was last July through to September when the market fell asleep. And on an overall basis, these were some of the best results reported in the southwestern U.S. You can see hole 22, 65.5 meter intersection, average 3.4 grams gold equivalent. Hole 10, another standout, 96 meters at 2.2 grams. So two holes that averaged over 200 gram meters on a gold equivalent basis, and another 6 that averaged over 100. So a very strong program that didn't get any recognition in the market. And there you can see a long section. Those drill hole collars are on 50-meter spacing, so we have the makings of potentially a preliminary resource estimate. You'll notice the drilling stopped at the water table. We were drilling RC. That's a limitation of that method, is you get stuck as you get close to the water table. So it's open at depth, it's open to the south, and it's open east and west. So we plan to go back in this fall with the diamond drill and expand some of these holes. And we'll also have a chance to test another pure upside target here. So I mentioned we're 40 miles away from Arizona Mining's Taylor discovery. So well below this pit, we have a very large conductive anomaly that we identified with a AMT survey a couple years ago. And at the north end of the pit, there's only been one drill hole that ever went under the pit, and that returned an intersection at 650 meters deep, which is basically in line with our anomaly to the south, of 7 meters of 9.1% lead zinc, 0.6% copper, and an ounce of silver and some minor gold. So that grade is similar to what they were drilling off at Taylor. So we feel that at depth there's very good prospectivity for a massive sulfide discovery and in more of a underground mining type context. So an interesting dynamic to this project, which we have yet to test with the drill. So that leads us to our next step. So we're currently planning a follow-up drill program at both properties, to expand on the oxide gold discovery that we've made at Cervantes that attracted Alamos's investment, and as well to expand on the discovery that we made at Tombstone. So you get exposure to both of these projects within Aztec. Very attractive valuation, 24 million market cap, cashed up now with 4 million in the till. So both of our projects are funded. We have now that key strategic investor, and hopefully we get some luck with the metals market turning here. So thank you for your time and attention today.